Reverend Father Charlse Ogada is a young, humble, and compassionate Roman Catholic priest that came to Ebe community in Udi local government area of Enugu State to serve as a resident priest at the St. John's Parish in 2010. A community characterized by poverty, scarcity of water, poor farmland, high infant mortality rate due to waterborne diseases, impoverished education system, just to mention a few. Over 50% of the community are predominantly subsistence farmers who could barely provide enough food for themselves because of the state of their farmland and cannot afford to buy water from the city, but had to depend on rain collection, which they stored in earthenware pots during the rainy season to be used during the dry season. This was the major cause of high infant mortality from diarrhea diseases at the time. Most children were often seen licking unripe oranges as the only way to satiate their thirst.
Incidentally, I am a native of this town. Our greatest problem in this town is water. Initially, our own source of water was mud water. During the rainy season, you see people collecting mud water. And then when children are born, nobody is interested in filtering the water. You can be giving mud water. That's all that the people can get at. And you see that our people were suffering from diarrhea. A lot of children I know, and I know in my own nuclear family, a lot of children died of diarrhea early.
The youth, driven by the barest survival instincts, ended up in the streets, resorting to socially unacceptable means. These observations created a void in the heart of Reverend Father Charlse, a vision to improve the poor living condition of families in the community by providing shelter for the homeless, potable running water, instilling strong human values in every child through quality educational system, and creating a sense of purpose in every youth. These all culminated to the inception of the Joy Village.
I didn't have anything, and I didn't know how it's going to happen. But one thing I knew was that something is going to happen. And something did happen. Through the help of friends, through the help of the UK Department for International Development, it's a long story, we were able to drill a borehole water that is now giving the entire villages, 7 villages, more than 10,000 people, water free of charge for almost 4 or 5 years. That was the first thing that we have to do, to provide water for the villages. And it was everything for them and for me, because it solved a lot of problems. You will not know the value of water until you become thirsty.
Because schooling in Nigeria is, public schooling is atrocious, and he had in mind Nigeria needs good leaders, needs good people who can change this country, lead it out of its mess of corruption and poverty, and so he decided to start this school for give them a good education to primary school children based on human values.
Because our school is free, totally free, tuition free. So even if we had to go to give these children free education, some of them do not have the environment, the home environment that will give them the capacity to be able to learn, to be able to study. Either that they are homeless, either that they are orphaned, or either that they are single parents, broken families. So what we first did is to establish a children's home. A home that disadvantaged children, homeless children, orphan children can call their home, a home with a heart. And in that environment, they will be able to study. And that is our dream, to make sure that every child in our world, every child in our society has the opportunity for integral education. 20% of our children, they come to school in the morning. They didn't eat food. They didn't have breakfast at home. And they didn't come with lunch. And school closes by 3 o'clock. Now, tell me, you're teaching a child in an empty stomach. The child didn't have breakfast, the child didn't have lunch, and the child is not sure of having dinner when he goes home. Then how can the child learn? So what did we do? We started what we call Bearian Food Project, whereby every child in the school will have a lunch. So today is really a beautiful thing. We have to employ a new cook. The project is not fully blown because we still have to cook with firewood. We still have to makeshift the kitchen. But at least every day, all the kids that didn't come to school with lunch have food, have lunch to eat. So one of the greatest challenges we have is to get more teachers because the population is expanding. And it means more financial implications because if a maximum a class can have is 30 kids. So if a class exceeds 30 kids, what it means is that either we are going to reject many children or to create a new class. And if you have to create a new class for that class, then it means extra funds to pay the teachers and other logistics that goes into education. And training the teachers, it costs us a lot of money to train our teachers. So just as we did the other project, we don't know how it's going to happen. The only thing that we do is we have a selfless will, a selfless motive, a selfless noble idea. And just we discover that that noble idea, the universe provides everything that we will make it to happen. So we started with the water project, and within a space of 6 months, water was running everywhere. And it was a miracle to every person, to me and to them.
Everybody now must take in here. Oh, you saw some cable. The more they will cook in a cheese. You will cook it on, you know. You have messages outside. We will leave it down. Someone like it. You don't think you should like it. Oh, the last someone. What could come in? Get your order. Get your uncle. None of our wishes. But this is what I got in me. Where she was ready. Oh, the last time. Oh, the last time. Oh, the last time.
We go to villages that have difficulties, and the difficulties in these villages is not because of the lack of water. It has also other correlated problems, health issues. You look at the land. The land is not fertile. The land is sandy soil. Sand. Coupled with other social problems, like the problem of cows, the cattle rearers from the north. They bring their cows from the north, and then they let loose the cows, and these cows go into their farms and destroy their farms, and they can't do anything. They can't fight. So they don't have even the little means of subsistence. Is very, very hard. What happens in the end? They are sick because they don't eat properly. There's poor hygiene and there's poor environmental condition. So what is the consequence of that? They become sick. We have triple cares in our organization. The first one is EduCare, whereby we give free education, free human value-based education to village children. And the second one is social care. Okay, social care, whereby we give like Liquid Love project. The water project is called Liquid Love Community Project. So we give liquid love to the people. We identify their social problems. And then the third one is healthcare, Medicare, which is a project that we are trying to initiate this year to build a hospital whereby the villagers, the poor villagers, can come and have rescue and receive basic treatments free of charge without being asked for money.
I had the pleasure of meeting him in India, where he was volunteering at a school for impoverished children, helping them to develop a multi-faith play. And that was really the beginning of a huge journey that I've shared in part with him. But beyond all of that, it's the quality of his presence that is so profound. And there's not a single life that he touches that isn't changed by his presence.